Got you. So obviously we're on the top floor.
Yes.
And when you were here, did this door open?
Yes.
All right.
Let's see. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think they screwed
Boarded
it
up
shut.
now.
Yeah. Prior to the construction, because you were able to open it before.
Okay.
But you'll notice that it's double porched.
Yep.
And you notice that there's windows here, almost as though this was the front of the house instead of the porch.
Yeah, I do see that.
But this was the bedroom.
Okay, the main bedroom?
No, this was a bedroom.
Just a bedroom. We do have a main.
There's
master.
a bedroom downstairs.
Oh,
there's a bedroom downstairs, and then there's a room that was the parlor.
Okay.
That when one of Uncle Weaver's daughters got sick and moved back home, became her bedroom.
Okay. Got you. And with all the renovations and everything that's been transpiring, have you all come across anything that's been very interesting that you found, whether it was in the walls or, with the paint being stripped or, wallpaper?
So, now, understand, the only thing that's actually been done is the roof. The stuff where we see lath exposed has just been from deterioration over time. So none of this has been done yet. Okay. All of this has to be done.
Okay. See some books over here on civilization, the spirit of Robert F. Kennedy, Anti-Death League.
The changing world of man. Sophocles. Yeah. Okay.
They got some good stuff in here.
But as far as stuff that was in the house, we cleaned out the house 2 summers ago in anticipation of construction. Mm-hmm. So you may have seen the shipping container that's out there. That's full of artifacts or things from the house. There's old beds. There's even a washing machine where, with the roller on top, that type of thing. There's cast iron wash pots. Old sewing machines. There's a variety of things. And when I say old sewing machine, like the one with the treadle that you use your foot to pedal type of thing.
Were any of those things identified as ancestral heirlooms that, even though, the property, was, you all obtained the property later on, but some earlier artifacts.
I'm sure that the majority of that stuff is stuff that was family stuff.
Okay, passed down perhaps?
Yeah, because with my grandfather, my paternal grandfather having died in the early 50s, some of the stuff that he had when the family moved out of the country up here came.
Okay.
And so since they went to Rochester, a lot of that stuff wasn't taken.
Yeah, it stayed here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could have been something from his grandmother or grandfather or aunts and uncles and those types of relationships.
And I'm quite sure, stuff from the community as well.
Yeah, this is true.
Another bedroom.
Okay. When you would come up here, would you all have free reign and can play wherever, or would you have to?
We stayed where our parents were.
Okay.
You may have run around outside, but you were not running around in the house.
Did you all deem this to be, especially, coming down from DC and the size of it? Because, I'm thinking of like just the homes that I knew out in the quote unquote country when I grew up, they weren't this size.
Right.
And of course we know that this house wasn't originally a house owned by Black folks, right? But were you all kind of like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it's out in the country, but the house is a nice size and we ain't all on top of each other, et cetera, et cetera. So that kind of made it okay? Or did you have a different perception of the house that you would be coming to when you were a child?
I just remember my dad always referred to this as the two-story house. The two-story house. Okay. Because if you drive around, you don't really see two-story houses. Mm-mm. Everything is one level. Okay. This two-story house was different than some of the others that existed in that it came under the ownership of Black people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Now, this is my mother's name, so I got to check this out. My mother's name is Carolyn. And so what was this? Art and Civilization. This was Carolyn's book.
Yeah.
Okay, so you knew her.
No, I didn't know her.
Oh, I get what you're saying because of the book. Oh, well, she's in Middleton. It says Carolyn Middleton.
Oh, wow.
So obviously a South Carolina name, the Middleton Plantation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is definitely a very historic lock. I will say that.
Oh yeah, this is old. The
that's
white
not even a
Epps, are they
motor set.
still around? White Epps, are they still in this community? And what was the relationship with the Epps and McGill's post-emancipation? Like, were they still communicating with each other? Have you sought out any, or any sought you out?
Well, now remember that McGill Epps connection started in the 50s.
So it wasn't any connection prior to and we're saying the 50s, you're talking 1950s?
Right.
So there wasn't any connection perhaps prior to then?
No, I wouldn't. Not the white Epps, I wouldn't think.
Because, usually in rural areas, these names are usually tied for decades and centuries.
Right. But now remember, the folks moved from out the country to
here.
town.
Okay.
And it was probably what property was available and affordable
at the time
that they could work the land.
Mm-hmm. All right, next room. More books.
There were other books and stuff before we cleaned out. And one thing you notice, all of the ceilings is tongue and groove.
Mm-hmm.
This was tobacco patterns.
Oh, yeah. So that string was for handing tobacco. So another story from my youth. One summer coming down, and there was the opportunity to work handing tobacco for one day. So that string that she just showed was what women would use. You would hand bunches of tobacco, and they would string it on a stick that looks like a garden stake at this point. And that's how they tied it on there to be put in the barn for curing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this was supposed
just
to be
based on the size, yeah.
Yeah. You see where some of the doors are higher than others and lower.
Yes. So this
the house doesn't smell old though. It doesn't have like a, you know what I'm saying? Like I walk into some homes and it just like smells old.
Like old people,
old,
right?
old. But this it doesn't even really have a smell. It doesn't.
And maybe
give you that.
maybe you can credit that to the fact that you can see air. I mean, you can see daylight.
Yeah, you can see daylight.
So there's definitely an air exchange
it's going
versus something that's just closed up.
in. Yeah. Got some nativity figurines over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Some seashells right here.
And you see the light system was, electrical outside of the boards.
Yeah.
And then a single light. That
would not pass inspections today.